So with a more impervious surface, you get a peak flow, and then the river goes up and floods and then goes down very rapidly. So it's probably more bipolar now, almost peaks and valleys, and not as much as even flow.
One of the truly outrageous things that is happening with the town of Mawa and the Ramapough with regard to the land is that the activities that are happening there are not threatening worse flooding. Yet they're using floodplain zoning regulations to stop things that really are not worsening flooding.
Yeah.
And those regulations are truly a misuse of the zoning. Hopefully, we fight that.
Well, I mean, I like the term river keeper, or Ramapough River, because we're called keepers of the past, which means guardians of the passageway. And I think there was someone, I forgot his name, who came up with a very interesting phrase. He said that geography determines history. Geography determines history. So even now, I think the discussion of the American Revolution, this Ramapo Pass, I think is where the Appalachian Mountains come in some ways closest to the ocean. So the Ramapo Pass is like one of the gateways to the interior. So the British had to remain land, naval power because of the places like the Ramapo Pass. They were basically locked into the coast. But I'm here as a representative of the Split Rock Sweetwater camp. And Sweetwater is one of the names I've heard associated with the Ramapo River. And we are here to address some of the threats, particularly the Pilgrim Pipeline, to the Ramapo River. And again, I'm thankful for these talks because I'm learning more as well, because my chief was saying that this is one of the 7 sole source aquifers in the nation. So now I have a more concrete understanding of why the lifeline, really, to water for over 3 million, or around 3 million people is being threatened. And I like these conversations as well. Andy and I were talking about, there's an author named Eric Hobsbawm who talked about the age of revolution, I think the age of industrialization. I think we can call this the age of insanity. I mean, we're living in this kind of dark valley between knowledge and wisdom. We have the knowledge to do so many things. Mountaintop removal, hydrofracking, but we don't seem to have yet the wisdom to stop it. I mean, it's insanity. I mean, the idea we have policymakers that can seriously consider a pipeline like the Pilgrim Pipeline to go through, or DAPL for that matter. I mean, that's just insanity. We know that fracking, for example, causes earthquakes. Yet in California, they're still doing fracking. But this is a path going forward. I mean, we all on the water walk here drawing attention to this and raising consciousness. I mean, I'm glad that I was invited on the walk here, because it's not enough just to discuss these things in an intellectual manner, get on the Facebook and say this is terrible, and to actually get out and do things and engage people. Like June Sung and others who were always waving to people. I mean, we didn't know they were Trump supporters or Hillary Clinton supporters or Bernie. It's just waving to everyone. I mean, I like that kind of spirit and attitude. That's what I hope is being reflected for us at the Split Rock Sweetwater campus. We're trying to create this ecumenical space, or the space that people from all different backgrounds can come to and discuss and hopefully act upon some of these major issues that we're dealing with. So that's one of the reasons why we have the Split Rock Sweetwater camp, and also it was inspired by and put forward in solidarity with Standing Rock. And Chief Dwayne Perry might talk more about the background there, but he went to Standing Rock first, and then I followed with a resolution from our tribe in support of Standing Rock, and really in support of the waters, because that's what Standing Rock is dealing with. And for some of you who may not know, I'm sure many of you do, you have what I would call the small battle, although that was large, and the larger battle. The small one was where the pipe would cross the Missouri River. Originally, it was supposed to go near I believe the town of Bismarck. But as Mr. Welch ably pointed out, when you have political power and political clout, these supposedly routes or pipelines that cannot be changed, mysteriously changed, sometimes dramatically. So the pipeline route got changed from Bismarck to Standing Rock. So when the Standing Rock people, and that's the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, their name in their native language is actually Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota, but Standing Rock Sioux tribe, when they made a protest, that's when the company said, look, we're not going to change this route at all. The larger fight, which is really emerging from the indigenous people of the area, not so much the formal governments, is let's say they are taking a stand, a position in support of the Agawam aquifer. I mean, we have the Bakken fields, oil fields there, where they're using the hydrofracking to extract highly volatile oil. In the process, some of the traditional people have told me privately, I think I can share this, it's probably in circles anyway, but they see that as a threat to the Agawam aquifer itself, this hydrofracking. And so, and this is a large, and maybe the scientists here can explain a little bit more, but this is a large aquifer that potentially affects the western United States down to even the Gulf of Mexico. So we're not looking at contamination just of a small part of the Missouri River crossing near the Standing Rock Reservation. We're talking about contamination of the breadbasket for the United States and the world. And I didn't know it at the time, but that same oil that they want to transport, or they are transporting near Standing Rock, they're actually transporting here now, even as we speak, on the barges and the trains coming here. We're talking about a pipeline that's supposed to accelerate the development. But let's not fool ourselves. We have infrastructure, and we're going through paths even right now that are, it's just not going to end well unless we change things. But they have these barges and these trains, and there was a train in Lake Megantic, Quebec in 2014 carrying the same Bakken crude oil that was part of DAPL and Standing Rock that we're confronting here with the Pilgrim Pipeline. That same oil was on the train, and the infrastructure just wasn't designed to handle it. A train somehow got off track or became unguided, and then smashed into some other trains, created a giant fireball that ended up killing 47 people in the downtown Lake Megantic area. 47 people. And again, it's the same kind of oil that they want to put through Ramapough Pass and the pipelines. So at the Sweetwater camp, we're looking at a lot of different issues, but primarily, our focus is on the waters and the rivers. And it's interesting, river or water rather in Muncie is